Alright, I'm back. It's been a minute, huh? It was almost a minute longer, but after restarting my computer 3 times, we're in. Somehow. I actually legitimately thought I was gonna have to cancel the stream. Because OBS was just... OBS is anti-Spider-Man 2. It just wanted to think that the game did not exist. Like, it just refused to capture it for, like, 20 minutes. And I got it working, like, 2 minutes ago. So... if it breaks, it's not my fault. I did everything I possibly could, but for right now, in this very moment, it's working. Yeah, hello everybody. It's been a minute, like I said. I did vacation, and then I also just, you know, took a little time to unwind. I think it's nice to let your batteries recharge a little bit. But I'm ready to play some Spider-Man. The second one. Oh god, this is... Wait, this is my GDQ save file. I didn't even know I still had this. This is my save file from when I ran on GDQ. Oh, you know what? I swapped out the hard drives for a different thing. So the GDQ save file still exists, it's just on this hard drive. I actually didn't know that. Okay. We're gonna be H for today instead. Go on the 360 rant again. I'm not angry enough right now. I would have been angry enough like 20 minutes ago trying to get this thing to work. But no, it wasn't even the Xbox's fault this time. There was no 360 rant. That was like months ago. Me and the 360 are on good terms.
Well,
oh, I don't even know how I did that.
Welcome back, I guess.
Hang on. I may be a little rusty, but I can definitely do better than that. Got a retro tank. Those seem cool. They just seem kind of expensive. And it's been a minute since I played this game. I will know immediately if I'm gonna be rusty for like 2 hours. As soon as I get out of like this section, as soon as I start like actually swinging, I will know.
Welcome back, I guess. I'm sure. First things first. Before we go any further,
okay, give me like 10 more seconds to figure it out. Here's the first 13 seconds. A lot happened. I don't know if it could be summed up quickly in those 13 seconds.
Oh no, Dr. Connor's class. I got so caught up.
Okay, so I can swing good, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna miss things. And I'm doing the same thing that I always do, which is the no reset for the first run, but I want to get a good start, so it's not really a no reset. Your 360 is on blades. What does that mean?
Well, sequel time already, huh? Welcome back,
like you just have it
I'm sure you miss me more
on a sword? Multiple swords?
Before we go any further, I think it might be a good idea to save your progress, if you could call it that.
2015 was almost 8 years ago. I'm at the point where I think I've like overcorrected for being surprised about time, because whenever it's like, oh shit, this thing was, you know, 10 years ago, I'm like, I just assume it's gonna be longer at this point.
Oh no.
Assume it's like, oh, 2010, yeah, that was 25 years ago.
What I was doing, I forgot all about it.
Where am I going? I don't know. Kinda can go this way. It's not good, per se.
Right on cue. I was almost there, too. Sorry, Dr. Connors. Careful, you put someone's eye out. Fire!
Yeah, I've never heard of the Red Ring of Death Xbox referred to as Blade. Blades is the first version of the dashboard. So it's not the model of Xbox 360, it's the firmware, it's the software. That's weird. I always feel like when I stream, I'm in this like unique position of being more knowledgeable than the topic that we're talking about than the average person that you would meet on the street would be, and yet completely ignorant compared to like the people that, you know, are very into it. You know, with like Spider-Man, it's like, okay, me knowing who X Spider-Man character is might be impressive to like Larry, who's getting groceries right now and is gonna watch football later. But then it's like, what, you fucking idiot? You don't know about Spider-Man in Universe 893 where he was like actually a rabbit, but they still call him Spider-Man because that universe doesn't have rabbits. You fucking idiot. Nobody's actually that mean to me. That's just my own head. But you know what I mean?
Spider-Man's here already.
Larry would not be impressed with that. You know what I just realized? I've never met a Larry, I don't think. Wow, briefcase guy is coming in hot today. He does not want me to get going. But yeah, I've never known a Larry. Maybe there's been like one in chat. I'm trying to remember if I don't think so. I don't think anybody has ever admitted to being a Larry in chat, but I've never met a Larry, and I don't think I've ever actually had a real person be like, oh yeah, my friend Larry, you know, like, I've never heard a real Larry be referenced. I think it's like a fake name at this point.
First things first.
Like, he's just a hypothetical person, but there's nobody actually named Larry. Is that a real name?
Before we go any further, I think it might be
yeah, like you're naming your kid and you're like, Larry. Well, you don't write Larry on the birth certificate. What is Larry short for? Larrison? This is a serious question. I don't know.
Oh no, Dr. Connor's class. I got so caught up in what I was doing, I forgot all about it. It's gonna kill me. Can't believe I'm running so late. Still, I should be able to make it as long as... Help me!
Lawrence?
I was almost there, too.
I guess.
Sorry, Dr. Connor. Didn't your mom tell you not to hit girls?
Oh, Spider-Man's here already. Get rid of him and get that cane.
Also, like, every name has to be short for something, it seems like. Most of the people that I know don't go by their full name. They go by a shortened version of it. But we just, as a society, we've just accepted...
All the world is...
Did I press that button real fast? What happened there?
I think this might be a good
That was weird, right? You're supposed to land and then press the button, but it seemed like the frame I touched the ground there, it just pressed it. I might have to watch that later. That was like, either I'm just completely lost my mind in my time spent away from this game, which was, you know, as a reminder, like a week and a half. It wasn't actually that long. Or that was really fast.
This is a good time to talk.
Which we're, you know, to add a point on the whole losing my mind column, we are debating about whether Larry is a real name or not right now, so...
Naturally, you're gonna want to earn lots.
Yeah.
You got plenty of options.
Yeah, I don't know.
Crime,
But even my like fake internet name,
some other ways too, so try different things and
you know, it's like, I'm imagining most of you, when you think of the stream, you just think, oh, Sly is live. It's never like, time to watch Slyfincleton. How much for me to destroy a copy of Spider-Man 2 on Xbox? I did it for free on accident like a couple years ago, but
Calories or I won't fit in my costume.
I would not do it for money unless it's a lot of money. Like
even
you're gonna need like
At my birthday dinner, I promised MJ I would meet her this
go back on your morals money. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do it for like a 20. You're gonna need like you know, how much money for you to like press the button that kills a random person money. Like, sure, a billionaire might do it for free, but I got standards.
Hey guys, are you here for the 2-for-1 on European Masters too?
$7. You're getting there. I still remember how to do this.
Is that all you got? Sure. This may sting a little.
Phase is just phase. 7 doubloons. Is a doubloon more or less than $1? Nobody there's no like official currency that's a doubloon, right? Was a doubloon a real thing, or was... There's no way a doubloon is less than $1, so I'd probably do it. But you know, when you super chat on YouTube, it like shows me your like how much you donated in your money, not in mine. So if it's a real currency, you could theoretically give me doubloons if you just, like, donated from the country that uses them. Slyfincleton Sunsmith. If that's a ligma, I'm ending the stream.
Feel free to slow down.
I thought
I'd be happy to make myself available for your admiration.
This is how you know there's like that subconscious like weird part of your brain that just assumes that people are insulting you. I don't know if anybody else gets like this, but I just read Sly is short and my brain was like, I'm not short. Which I'm not. I'm over 6 feet tall. But there's still like that cultural like this you're making fun of me, aren't you? My brain like auto-completed it. It's the worst over text. This is, yeah. This is, I'm very grateful that I do have like a very, for the most part, chill chat. Because
who was she?
Otherwise I'd just assume that like, you know, your brain, it's so easy to assume that tone with text interactions, there's nothing there. Like, if somebody says, you're an asshole in real life, the way that they say it changes whether they're serious or not, but you can't really say it differently in chat. Nate, you can't autocomplete your... You can't, like... I'm gonna get teleported. Yep, that was terrible. You can't, like, auto-finish your own ligma. There's, like, a rule against that or something.
I think that's the...
Fuck the rules, Steve Jobs. I just did a wall bounce into a wall jump climb, I think it was. Whatever it was, that was some shit that's like easy to fuck up accidentally, but you probably couldn't do it, like if my life depended on it. Did not fully charge the jump. I guess this should still work, actually. Slightly slower, I think, but... I just look back and my chat is filled right now with either ligmas or the word Steve Jobs.
Oh, this is great. I need to finish.
There are two options. It's Beef Bobs. Like, these are just like AI recreations of like what the average like internet meme is supposed to sound like. When Nate found another option, he chose to not say anything at all. You got nothing nice to say? Don't say anything at all. Shit, they didn't say anything at all. They really got nothing nice to say. Candice runs still PP, that's pretty good. Oh, hey, Strudel. It always is nice to stream after the first time back and just see like a bunch of, be like, yo! But just saying yo internally in my head for like the whole time, because every once in a while somebody new just pops in. And by somebody new, I mean somebody not new that I've seen before. Well, it's still good when new people jump in. It's just a different type of yo.
I can't believe I actually got to meet Dr. Otto Octavius.
I'll have you know, Strudel, I recently spelled the word strudel wrong because I just wrote it how your name is spelled. My brain just, like, internally was like, that, like, I saw, like, the autocorrect, I'm like, no, the autocorrect's wrong, that's actually how it's spelled.
Hey kid, how you making out? Listen, I got a new job for you to do, okay? There's these things called photo op tokens that I want you to find.
Some missions are
Mark
straight
them
up
on your
gone
map,
on the
spell it out real
Wii port.
Now get to
If
work.
that's a new discovery, that's really funny. Just like they just like took chunks of the game out and nobody noticed. I thought I got the gamer jump, but I missed the second swing. That definitely would have worked. That first one was so early that I like had it set up.
Peter.
Yeah, I think it works, Strudel. It like doesn't really feel like a misspelling. It just feels like aesthetically different. You know what I mean? Like how the game inscription is spelled different from the word. The best way to get a world record in a speedrun is to beat the fastest time. Is to beat the game faster than it's ever been recorded to be beaten before. That's my advice for getting world records. Well, the more you know. Best way to get a good speedrun is to just be good. That depends on the game. Sometimes you don't need to be good to get a good speedrun in some speed games. Just be the fastest speed player of any game, easy world record. It depends on how much RNG there is, I guess.
Make up your mind.
You can be the fastest runner, but sometimes you still can't put a run together that's good. But I feel like I've never really run I've never really run a game that is just like RNG hell, you know what I mean? I feel like it would be kind of fun. Not as like your main game that you grind all the time, but just like as let's just hop on and let fate take the wheel.
Huh?
I did not think that movement was going to work the way it did.
Black cat seems okay.
I'm pleasantly
Maybe a little bit
surprised.
of an attitude, though.
Drink and drive while playing Spider-Man 2 on Xbox. Well, as long as you don't yell, Spider-Man won't destroy your car, so...
So Quentin Beck's gonna prove I'm a fake, huh? This I
Also got bathroom spawn there, I didn't... feel like I have to call attention to it whenever it happens.
Ready, Spider-Man? Let's
Game
begin.
late. Not too late, I don't think. I don't think I've been streaming for like, what, half an hour? I don't have access. I used to be able to see how long I've been streaming, but OBS like got rid of the little thing again, and I forget how to. Okay, that sentence doesn't make any sense. There's like a thing in OBS at the bottom where you can see like a lot of really good info, like drop frames, how long you've been streaming, you know, all that stuff, whether you're recording, and every like few months it just disappears, and I have to like tell OBS to display it again. So I have no idea how long I've been streaming. I thought the second swing was gonna bonk the third guy in, but it did not.
Today, I'm going to prove it.
Your parents never hugged you, did they?
About 20 minutes? Yeah, I figured it was, you know, the length of this run plus a little bit. Probably won't stream for a super long time today. Because well, I guess it depends. I've got a little bit of a headache. I took a... What's the long one? The one with a really long name. Acetaminophen. I took an acetaminophen and right before I click start stream.
You know, if the cool kids beat
So if that works, I'll stream for longer. If not, if it doesn't get better, I'll probably
that's
stop.
all of them. You missed your calling as a playground designer, Beck.
And you missed yours as a rejected has-been. But that will be corrected soon enough.
I cannot believe I fixed that. That was actually really sick. I like waited too long on the web zip and I had to fix it.
I can get you wherever you are. You're going to need to move a
Uh-oh.
lot faster
Okay, I
than
fucked
that,
it up again.
Spider-Man. Come on. You don't want
That's
to
fine.
disappoint your fans, do you?
Next entry in the Spidey-thon. It will be whatever I decide to do when I pick it up again.
Real phony here.
So I don't know.
Hopefully that's the last I'll hear from Beck.
I returned to Discord while I learned Toby 3. It doesn't seem like a fair trade, I don't know. I don't know. Seems like a lot of effort on my part. I do need to play PS2 Toby 3. I don't know, it feels like if I do it now, I'm still just... Whenever it's like if I do it, I'm just listening to their demands, you know? Yeah, I don't know, I just haven't really been in the mood to stream like a casual Spider-Man game. So I don't want to force it, so I'm not. I think it'll be way more fun if we're all having a good time. Oh, you're supposed to teach me? I don't know. I could maybe do like... I would do like a run tops. But then again, that's how you should learn a speed game, is just do a run. And then you don't have to do more than one.
If I hurry, I can still make it in time.
Although I think usually the second run is the most fun. As far as just like numbers getting higher / lower, you know, like monkey brain dopamine effect, where it's just like, oh, I'm golding every other split. Or just like all the splits. Just get that free PB.
Not now. How about a little consideration for other people's time? Watch out! Hope your insurance is paid up. Why tonight, guys? Looks like you have something against me. You okay? Great. Just take off, guys. I'm not
Oh yeah, I forgot that you played Toy Story 2. That game actually seems like a pretty decent speed game.
Finally have your attention.
Maybe just because I liked it as a kid.
Great. Finally, maybe I can still make it
Okay,
before the
ignore
end.
this movement. You can start paying attention again now. Okay, you shouldn't have looked. That was a trick. I didn't want you to look that time. I actually thought that I was safe there, but I guess that last swing was a little too spicy for the game to handle. Hang on. It tripped. So I've been making some sound effects for the game I'm working on, and I tripped on this. This is a milk jug, an empty milk jug half full of water that I've been sloshing it around to make sound effects, but I forgot that it was here, and I almost just ate shit because I tripped on it. Homie Sniper, as far as I remember, did not do anything wrong there. I was kind of like, I would say I was in the zone, but I was trending towards spacing out. You know what I mean? There was like there's like paying too much attention, paying too little attention, and in between is in the zone. And I was in the zone, but like barely. But I kind of forgot what the sniper did there. Nope. Because we had a crash, I gotta get that blue bar back to how it was. Yeah, I was doing some Foley. It's good. Good tater of Florida. Now, this is... What type of milk is this? Wait, hang on. What is 0%? 0% milk. Is it? Okay. Is that a... I didn't buy... This is... I didn't get... I got this from somebody else. Because I never buy gallons full of milk. What is 0% milk? Because I thought there was 1%, 2% whole, and skim. Am I wrong? There's skim, and there's 1, 2, and whole. What is 0? This is just there's nothing. It's just an empty container. There's just no milk in there. Do I not know what 0% milk is? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If blue bar was discovered early on, do I think it would be allowed from the beginning? We'd either definitely still allow it, or I guess the alternative is start from like power on, which would be more annoying for a lot of reasons. So I would trend towards yes. I think it's just easier to do so, and I'm just imagining being the moderator, and it's like Timmy just submitted his first run, like, and he's like, I'm so excited to finally run this game, and it's like, ah, shit, Timmy started with the blue bar, huh? Didn't know to like follow the rule. Got to reject Timmy's run. I don't know if I could do it. You'd have to get some other mod to do it. And yes, H. So we didn't get like a real. Nobody seems to know. I guess to refine the question, is 0% and skim milk, are they the same thing? And this one just decided it didn't want to call it skim for some reason?
Back, I guess. First things first.
Or is there just like a secret type? There's like a secret milk type that I didn't know about before. I should have looked it up before I started the run.
Idea to save your progress, if you could call it that. Just go to the pause menu and bring up the save load screen. Easy, right? Well, then do it.
Oh no, Dr. Connor's class. I got so caught up in what I was doing, I forgot all about it. It's gonna kill me. Can't believe I'm running so late. Still, I should be able to make it as long as...
Someone who constantly submitted invalid runs to USM.
Sorry, Dr. Connors.
When I first became a mod for the Spider-Man 2 speedrunning leaderboard, one of my friends submitted like just the movie Spider-Man 2 on YouTube. Just like a link to the movie, like, yeah, my run was a little over 2 hours, not too bad for a first run. It was just the film Spider-Man 2.
I think this might be a good time for you to check your to-do list. It'll show you the white dot on your map here and the white destination marker are both pointing you to the pizza farm. You'll need to get over there at some point, but there's no rush.
Yeah, that's a casual run if I've ever seen one. USM has the widescreen patch that's not allowed, like on PC. I thought it was on widescreen on PC. Maybe I've seen the patch.
This is a good time to talk a little about hero points. You already know that you use them to buy stuff from the Spidey store, right? Oh, you don't? Well, then you...
That went better in my head.
Naturally, you're going to want to earn lots of them. You got plenty of options to do it. Stopping crimes, helping citizens in distress, doing challenges, collecting items, and delivering pizza. There's some other ways too, so try different things and see what you like.
The widescreen patch is also a 60 FPS patch. That's kind of weird. But I could see why you would ban that.
Man, that cake was good. Oh, stuff. I'd better
Like if the physics are
now
different,
so I
that's,
won't
yeah.
get my costume anymore.
It's unfortunate, because,
I can't even remember the last time I... Oh, no. At my birthday dinner...
whenever it's like, oh, you know, obviously 60 FPS is preferable to 30 FPS gameplay, but it's like, if this is gonna fuck with the physics, then there's not much you can do.
I can't believe I ran off like that. I must be out of my mind.
Superman. Thank you. Spider-Man was funny.
Tough job market for art majors, huh? Batter up! Hey guys, are you here for the 2-for-1 on European Masters too?
8K 2v2. Can you imagine trying to stream in 8K? What bitrate would you need to stream at 4000 plus P? To 50K. I forget what I think I'm streaming at like 5600 bitrate, which is already kind of high. But like my internet would not be able to take more than like 6K.
Now that's something I'd like to see. If she gets much farther, I'm gonna lose her
So
completely.
the quality would be so much worse if I were to stream in 8K, even if YouTube like allowed that. I don't think they do. I don't even know if YouTube lets you stream in 4K or like 1440. I like unlocking things the game doesn't feature natively. Yeah, I actually understand that a lot because it's a can of worms.
Your grandma. Now that's something I'd like to see. If she gets much farther, I'm gonna lose her completely.
It's just a lot to take on if you're starting to do that. Ultimately, you know, it's a community by community case, but still. YouTube lets you stream in 4K. Wow. Probably won't see anything like that. God. Just like, alright, we're here in 4K. Now you can watch Spider-Man 2 480p gameplay in 4K. I mean, it is nice for... Up to a certain point, it does just make it look better a little bit, but... The main reason why I actually stream in 1080p is because YouTube compresses 720p way more, even at similar qualities. Holy shit, Sid. Is that... Oh my...
You'll get your rent when you
What?
fix this damn door!
Sid! Feliz Navidad. Holy shit.
No one's around. Better change while
That's a lot. That's a big super chat. I'm kind of speechless. Feliz Navidad indeed. Thank you so much, Sid.
I think that's the third.
I was like, that came in. I was like, what is that color? Yeah, Merry Christmas, Sid, or whatever else anybody, you know. Wow. I don't know what to say. I think that's the biggest super chat I've ever gotten. I've got a couple that were like similar, but wow.
What's up with this Beck guy? How can he possibly claim I'm a...
Halfway through buying gifts, hopefully this one helps treat me good. It does. Thank you so much. I mean, that'll help me buy my Christmas gifts for people. Hang on, I got it. I'm trying to play Spider-Man. Val. The payment for the door has been taken care of. Whoa. Solar. You guys are trying to break me right now.
Fix this damn door!
Holy shit. I mean, I know you've been talking about it, but that still caught me off guard. Have a nice day. Thank you so much, both of you.
Trying to convince thugs that I don't have powers.
Wow. This is the big one.
Oh, this
Holy
is great,
shit.
Peter.
I'm like... There's a part of me that just wants to, like,
Can't talk now.
stop this run. But I couldn't. We gotta finish this run. For those two, but wow. That's a lot. Like, you know, I always say you know, I don't know what to say. But you know, to me it's
Is that a horn on your head?
people coming to watch me play dumb video games is more than enough. Is more than I could ask for, really. But there is also just, wow, that helps me so much right now. So thank you so much. I don't know, I'm not good at stuff like this. I feel like I'm bad at receiving things, especially when it's like, this is just above and beyond what I could ever ask for, but... So please take my phone away. Which I have a story about that I can get to later. Maybe I should get to the phone story. Maybe I could get to the phone story now. I guess I'm still reeling from that a little bit. But my phone, I need to get a new one. Which this will definitely help with, because phones are fucking expensive. Holy shit. But I went on vacation recently, and I went to visit my friend. And I got there. And, like, I'm supposed to be there for, like, a week. And I get there, and I look at my phone, and I press the power button, and nothing happens. Like, I just sat down in their house off the plane. And I was just like... fellas, this shit ain't working. So my phone has been in and out of working, but the screen will, like, die. So, like, the screen's, like, not receiving power. And I have to, like, physically bend the phone to get it to, like, show any signal. So it's working at this very moment, but I need to buy a new one. And, like, I don't know, I've been out of the phone game for a long time. I haven't gotten, like, a new phone on my own recently. So I just assumed that they were, you know, I knew that they weren't, like, giving them away for free or anything, but I assumed that, like, with, you know, I was like, oh, Verizon, you know, says I'm ready, so it'll probably be like $50 for the phone. Nah. That shit's, that they don't do that shit anymore, I guess, because it used to just be like, yeah, we're ready, you can just have a new phone.
Hey kid, how you making out? Listen,
You gotta buy it.
I got a new job for you to do, okay?
But those
There's
fuckers
these
are
things called
expensive.
photo op tokens that I
So
want you to find. I've marked them on your map just to spell
think
out
I
real plain for you.
mean, with those super chats, I'll actually be able to get one, which is nice. Yeah, I'll just get like a... I'm not gonna get a high-end phone, because I fucking hate phones. But you probably need one that's like 200 or something like that for it to be decent. Yeah, I think my phone is like 4 or 5 years old.
Peter.
Yeah, Nate, if you like your phone, tell me what you got. Maybe I could get one of those. Galaxy A13. That seems like not... I mean, if I can get one for not break my fucking bank, that'd be great. Because I just need my phone... all I want to do is watch YouTube videos in bed before I fall asleep and browse Discord and play... And it needs to do that and run Duolingo and run Wordscapes. That's all it needs to do. And it doesn't even... Honestly, if it doesn't run Wordscapes, that would be better, because I waste way too much fucking time on Wordscapes, and then it's one of those shitty phone games that asks for you to spend money on it, but through like a shitty coin system, so... If Wordscapes doesn't run, that's honestly a bonus. That would be good for me. It's going to make fucking explode. I'm still reeling from those super chats, but I think my wit and banter has recovered from the from it a little bit. Oh, headphone jack too. Yeah. My current phone doesn't have one. I didn't even know that they, because that was like right when they started doing that. I thought it was like only iPhones that were doing it, and then I like got home from the phone store and it was like I went to plug my headphones in and the case for my phone had like a hole for the headphone jack, but my phone didn't. So I legitimately thought there was something wrong with it. And then I was just like, I don't want to go back to the phone. Like, I do not care enough to go back to the phone store and, like, get it swapped out.
It would be better
Yeah,
if you slowed
so
down a bit.
are they just gone now? If I go, like, to the... I don't know. I don't even know how you get a phone. Do I need to, like, go to the Verizon store? Are they gonna be... Or is it that locked down? Can I... I need to look this up. You don't need to worry. We're here to play Spider-Man and have a good time. You are not my tech support. I can figure it out. Not charging port. Oh, what's the word? Aux port. Headphone jack.
Black cat, huh?
Okay. Yeah, like wireless charging, which maybe I'm just old, but to me that's gotta be how how people in like the 1950s, when they were first just like, yeah, we made this box that you can cook food in, like the microwave was new.
Maybe a little bit of an attitude.
It's gonna be like, oh, that's gonna give me like, that's gonna like cook my hand, right? That's how I feel about wireless charging. I'm like, I don't want to be in the same room as something that is wireless charging. It's gonna like cook me inside over the course of 3 decades, and then I'm gonna be like, well done,
So
in my
Beck's
mid
gonna prove
40s.
I'm a fake, huh? This I gotta see.
Now, microphones probably have headphone jacks these days because they love to put unnecessary shit in them.
Ready, Spider-Man? Let's begin.
Yeah, like, I don't know. How do they charge that shit? That's just like energy going. They just shoot energy into the air, and then the phone can't absorb all of it. Some of that shit's gonna cook my intestines from like the outside in. When I have kids someday. Well, that one's a very hard maybe for me. But like honestly, if wireless charging gets rid of my ability to have kids, I'd probably be like, oh well, anyway. but I don't know.
I'm better than you, Spider-Man, and today
I'm just imagining, right? I'm wireless charging. I wireless charge my phone every day for like 20 years. The year is 2045, and the article pops up. Oh, new study shows wireless charging causes cancer in exactly 25 years after you start doing it. I'd just be like, God damn it. I should have just bought a USB-C port. And it would be too late, you know what I mean? Be too late. Wireless charging wastes more energy, and where do you think that energy... Okay, this is too far. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm sure it's fine. I just like to plug things in. I just actually... The real secret is I just don't like wireless things. Like, all my controllers are wired. I have wireless controllers that I never use as wireless, because I just plug them in every time. I don't really think that this shit's dangerous. I just think it's funny to think it is. Because there's two conflicting parts of my brain, right? There's the part that thinks that weird conspiracies are really funny, like wireless charging is gonna like cook me on the inside slowly over the course of 20 years. That's a funny thing to think. And then there's the part of me that realizes that if that joke goes too far, people will actually believe it, and then it turns into something more sinister. So you gotta strike a balance. The energy goes to your balls. Wireless charging energy is stored in the balls. I don't know, I just, and this is probably why, like, I was thinking about it when I was setting up the stream, actually, like, it would be neat, to have, like, a little, like, this is my setup, hang on, I gotta buy things. Yeah, just to be like, you know, oh, this is the stream setup, here's my computer, here's, like, you know, all the 7 consoles that I have, like, plugged in next to it, you know, just like a little room tour or something. And then I thought, like, this is gross. I have so many cables just, like, in a mess around my computer. I'm like... this wouldn't be like, oh, the cool, you know, like, the cool stream setup. Here's how it all works. It would just be like, damn, bitch, you really live like this?
Dr. Octavius' theories are amazing. My head is still spinning from talking to him. Oh, no. Mary Jane's play. If I hurry, I can still make it in time.
Because to plug in my headphones to my capture card, I have a separate aux cord for my capture card compared to my computer. And I had to unplug and, like, untangle 3 things to get it, just to reach my headphones. I'm like, this is a mess. This is, like, this isn't cool, this is goofy.
What? Not now.
It is kind of cool, though, too. I don't know. There's the part of me that's, like, that buys into the hype of, oh, you know, cables are, you know, cable management is so important, you know, like, what, it's the most important part of, like, any setup and all that stuff, and then there's a part of me that just really doesn't care.
Take off, guys. I'm not late or anything.
Like, especially about what's in my computer, I don't care. There are people that would, there are people in this chat, I'm sure, that would be, I just got shot twice by the sniper. That isn't,
Finally, maybe I can still make it before
what do they, hang on, don't crash, please. What do they call it in Fallout New Vegas when you, like, do a good thing and then you shoot somebody right afterwards? You're like a kind-hearted rascal. That's that guy. That sniper shot the truck and then shot me twice. I think I was at basically full health going into that fight. Get some zip ties, don't let it be a fire hazard. Okay, can we... Are like, just tangled wires a fire hazard? I don't even, they're not even really that tangled, they're more just like, they just have to go somewhere, you know? So they're just kind of spread out. I guess some of them are tangled. But if they are, maybe I should get some zip ties, at least for my computer, because it is kind of a mess in there. I just don't think it looks bad.
Hey, I was just going easy on you before.
You're so tiny.
BRB going to sleep.
Hang on a second, let me catch up.
That message seems like you don't have a lot of confidence in your sleep, huh? Use zip ties as hair ties. It seems like your hair would just fall out of that. As somebody who has a lot of hair, I feel like your hair would just kind of, like, zip ties don't have enough, like, grip, you know what I mean?
Alright, fellas. Show me the Monet.
Really surprised that combo worked. Might just die here if one of these guys just decides to just go off, I'm dead. Like that. Alright, well that run was alright. Yeah, I got double tapped by that homie sniper. But I wanted to finish that run, but I'm too in the low reset mindset, you know? Where it's like you only reset if something real bad happens. I think that counts as something real bad. They don't even acknowledge Spider-Man flopping to the ground. I mean, you shot Spider-Man and he just kind of fell over. What do you say? Just like, oh shit. I guess I won? He's a superhero. That shit's not supposed to work. That's just kind of anticlimactic. You're supposed to unload, you're like, "Gah," and you like unload the machine gun going like this. And Spider-Man's like running on the walls and there's the bullet trail behind him. He's not supposed to just get shot and fall over. If that happens, you know you're living in like a shitty, like gritty, realistic noir world where no fun happens. So yeah, I would be disappointed. I want to live in like a fun, whimsical world where nothing really that bad actually happens. Like if I'm a thug in a world where that happens, I know I could die at any given moment, but if I'm in a world where he's running past and dodging all my bullets, I know that I'm in a world where the worst thing that's probably going to happen to me is I'm just going to be left like hanging upside down, and I'm going to go, "Ah, nuts." Because I live in a goofy cartoon world.
Well, sequel time already, huh? Welcome back, I guess. First things first.
Yeah, peace out, Strudel. Have a good one.
Before we go any further, I think it might be a good idea to save your progress.
To be a cartoon villain. I don't... No, I just want to live in a cartoon world. I don't know.
Easy, right? Then do it.
You know what I mean? Like, in a cheesy comic book world, everything is always wrapped up in a nice bow at the end.
Still, I should be able to make it as
But like, if you end up in like an edgy, gritty comic book world, you're just gonna die for like shock effect. And that's if you're lucky. If you're like a nameless NPC, you're dying just to like establish the mood. If you're important, you die for shock effect.
Case secured.
But if you put me in like 1960s Batman stuff, you can't die because then the ratings board is gonna get you. So you're like immortal. You could do whatever you want, and you'll never die. If you're really unlucky, you might die like off screen in a not particularly brutal way, I guess, but you're probably fine.
It'll show you the white dot on your map here and the white destination marker are both pointing you to the pizza park. You'll need to get over there at some point, but there's no rush.
Wouldn't want to live in the Walking Dead comics. I don't want to live in any zombie situation because there's just a 99.9% chance. You're not gonna... One, I wouldn't want to be the gritty survivor because, you know, there's no internet for the gritty survivors. Like a lot, and like, they usually don't get showers and stuff like that. You know, there's just a lot of like basic things that I think would be nice to have for the rest of my life on a day-to-day basis aren't there. But that's also setting aside the fact that you're not going to be one of the gritty survivors. There is a 99.9% chance you are one of the zombies that if you're lucky, you get shot with a shotgun and while the main character goes, "Get back, you son of a bitch!" But if you're not shot with a shotgun, you're just wandering around groaning for like however many seasons left the show has. Actually, they finished that show, didn't they? I've never seen a Walking Dead episode. if that isn't obvious.
I promised MJ I would meet her this evening. I gotta hurry.
Is there a counterpart to Homie Sniper and other Spidey games? I would not be the one to say.
I must be out of my mind.
I only really know this game from a speedrun perspective. I've seen speedruns of some of the other games, but I would not call myself super experienced. This guy's making a run for it. We see a Web of Shadows stream in the future? Eventually. I feel like I'm the magic conch shell in that SpongeBob episode whenever somebody asks for like X or Y Spider-Man game, I'm like, maybe someday. But the answer is yes, I will do it. I think Web of Shadows, especially the first half, is gonna be a fucking incredible stream because it's just so absurd. But like I said, I'm kind of recharging on the casual Spider-Man games at the moment.
Aw, too bad. Looks like you're gonna lose me.
But I don't know if I'm in the mood for it. I might.
Don't pick up the
We could
pace,
play one
she's
this
gonna
week. I'm
keep
not sure
going.
which one. I was thinking of maybe doing like Maximum Carnage, which is a game I don't know anything about. I'll also say I don't hate Web of Shadows. I have mixed feelings. But overall, like, I would say it's still an above average game. I don't think it's bad. I think it's kind of good, actually, but it just has problems.
My grandmother could keep up better than you.
Your grandma. Now that's something I'd like to see.
There are very few games that I like.
If she gets much
I
farther,
mean-
I'm gonna lose her completely.
We're kind of at a point where it's like, you gotta remember, like, a bad game is like, what is it? Ride to Hell Retribution. Like, the, like, legions of, like, barely finished Atari and NES games and stuff like that, and then, like, most games that come out now are at least above average. As weird as it is to say that most are above average, like, we've reached a standard of quality where it's like, okay, if I don't like a game, that it's probably still alright.
Nope, my 11:30 can't.
Usually, like, not liking
I'm
a game
totally
just
free.
more means it's not really one of my favorites. I mean, sometimes you get unfinished messes. But
Who's with that girl? Who was she?
you also have to remember, most of those games are games that we're not playing. You know what I mean?
You know, this chapter opening reminds me of something.
Like, I'm sure there are plenty of,
New
like,
items every
Spider-Man
time the
phone
chapter
games
starts. Aha.
that just have never been mentioned on this stream before because they're just whatever. Like, it's kind of the point where it's like,
All the world
There-
is my dressing.
there have been people that I'm, like, close with that I talk to a lot that were like, you hate Breath of the Wild, right? I'm like, what did I say to give you that indication? Like, the only thing that I said was that I didn't think it was, like, a perfect game. I still like it. But it's like, I don't know. Maybe this has become a rant, and I don't mean to be negative. I feel myself falling into that trap every once in a while of like, ooh, you think that game that I really like is not perfect, then that means you hate it. Get me up there. I could have done it. There was a frame where I could have. But usually the games that I hate these days are more on like
How can he possibly blame
business
my-
decisions. You know what I mean? Where it's like, this game is filled with microtransactions and that's why it's bad. Or, you know, it's just like the same game over and over or whatever. And I think that's also, there's the game dev part of my brain that's just understands where the more I do game dev, the more I understand that quote. I forget what it is, where it's just like, it's incredible that any video game ever gets made, bad or not.
I have enough
'Cause it's
trouble without
like,
someone trying to convince thugs that I
holy
don't have
shit.
power.
These fuckers do not want to be finished. Video games, like, when you're making them, will fight tooth and nail for you to never finish them. There's a new Spider-Verse trailer tomorrow. I won't watch it because I want to go in fresh, but, and also in general, I just try not to get hyped up about stuff these days. But I guess I don't know. Maybe I'll have to, right? I play Spider-Man games on the internet. If there's like a spoiler in that trailer, I'm gonna find out. I might as well watch it, right? Or should we like watch it on stream? I don't know. What's the best play there? I'm kind of torn between not watch it off stream, or watch it on stream. Yeah. It is up to me, I guess. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, I watched No Way Home in theaters when I, like, pretty early on because I didn't want to get spoiled by my own stream. Hate every video game, all video games are bad. Video games are good. Asterisk. Don't watch the game trailer, though. Yeah, I think I'd be... If there's, like, a big Spider-Man 2 2023 trailer, I could probably watch that. Because I think that'd be more fun to watch with the stream, because I'm not... You know, I enjoyed Spider-Man 2018. I think I had a great time streaming it. It was a good game. You know, I'm not, like... I'm not gonna, like, lose my mind with hype or anything over it, but I think it's one of those things where it's like if we watch or play that type of game as a stream, then it's kind of like y'all are just sitting on the couch with me, you know what I mean? That leads to me getting a little more excited. I need to play Miles at some point too, but I also they need to sell Miles. What Miles is like $50 on stream or something on Steam, right? I don't know. I need to. I don't know if I want to drop $50 on any video game. I know video games are like $70 now, but I like don't like buy new games. You just wait until they're like 20 or $30 or cheaper. It's just so much better on the wallet. Plus, there's that section of my brain that is just screaming. There are 62 Spider-Man games, not counting phone games. And you said you would play all of them on stream. There's no rush. It's $50. Yeah, like, I don't know, man. That game came out, like, a few years ago, and it's kind of like DLC for a game that I've already played. It just feels like a Steam tax, you know? Which is like, it's great that it's on Steam.
Peter.
But thoughts on RX 7000? I only knew that they were a thing today when I saw a comment online saying that they were bad. So I guess they're bad. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not really keeping up with that. I know that people are upset about the Nvidia cards. And I know that comments saying that random thing is bad are a dime a dozen, so I know not to really trust it, so I don't have an opinion. They're actually pretty good. Okay, I trust you more than a random comment 1,000,000 times, so now I think they're good, actually. I think the comment was more saying the pricing was bad. I don't know. Maybe that's not true either. But I know that the Nvidia like 4000 series pricing was rough.
Well, flattery will get you nowhere with me.
Yeah, I saw a lot of posts of people online saying that their cables melted on the 4090. Only bad thing about them is ray tracing performance. Okay, that's good, because there are very few things that... I mean, here's the thing. Ray tracing looks nice enough. I don't really care. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's... you know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is pretty, and then you turn it off in, like, 2 minutes because you want more frames. And it doesn't make that much of a difference. That's kind of how I see it, at least. Like, it just kind of... It kind of reminds me of, like, if you ever go back to a game from, like, 2005, 6, 7, Like, let's play Oblivion and there's just bloom everywhere. It kind of reminds me of that, where it's like, I think ray tracing will be a thing that will stick around, but I feel like it's kind of exaggerated because it's new right now.
Black cat, huh?
I'm playing Oblivion. Are you actually playing Oblivion right now? I was playing it earlier because I was doing the item dupe glitch and just fucking around and like dropping 2,000 tomatoes in people's houses. Good times.
Black cat seems okay. Maybe a little bit of an attitude though.
So like the way games looked in that era. Yeah, I mean it looks good. It's just very much it just looks like it's time, you know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like there's this misconception that it's like something can't be good and like also of its time, but it definitely can. Like I love the way that like I guess Oblivion looks, but yeah, you can tell that it came out then. But it doesn't look aged, you know what I mean? It just looks like it came out then, but it's not like not in a negative way.
I can't believe I volunteered for this.
It's not like you play an N64 game and you're just like, this is just nonsense. This is just looks bad. I would say it's more like playing like a Super Nintendo game. And you know how like pixel art in indie games and pixel art in like old video games are different, but neither are bad. I don't know if anybody else knows what I'm talking about, but I feel like you play a game on the Super Nintendo, there's like that, or like Sega Genesis, there's like that specific vibe to the way that they look that I cannot describe, that like isn't, it's, you don't see it in like an independent pixel artist look. Hopefully that makes some sort of sense.
And today I'm going to prove it.
Do gaming cases really break if the heat is too strong? I'm gonna be real. If the temperature on your gaming PC is high enough that your case is breaking, something else is gonna break first. Your CPU is fucked or something.
Are you still going, Beck? I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems with my. I got like a really cheap case. Dirt cheap, but just like it was like $50 or something, and I haven't had any problems with it. Recognition versus familiarity. Yeah, I'm thinking it might also be the technology. You know what I mean? Because in Super Nintendo, and this is another case of like bloom and ray tracing and stuff like that. Like in Super Nintendo games, you'll see them like warp the sprite a lot. Like if you pay attention. There's like that, like for example, there's that one boss in Super Metroid. I forget the name of it, but it's in like the abandoned ship. And when you kill it or like damage it or anything happens with that boss, where did I jump like that? It like the sprite like warps and it stretches and it wiggles and it bends. Because that was like the new technology at the time. It's like we can mess the sprites like this. You don't see that very often these days because it's not like fancy anymore, you know? Like it's a cool effect, but it was like now we kind of know when it's appropriate to do it and not just spam it all the time. But I find it kind of quaint when there's like that. And it's like, oh, this was like fancy at the time. Fantoon? Yeah, I think that's right. It's the boss that you have to kill to like get the power to turn back on. And there are a few other bosses in that game that do that, but that's the one that I always remember. Great game, by the way. I actually, not recently, but I did play it like a year or so ago. I hadn't really like played it all the way through, and it just holds up. Like, honestly, one of the best Metroid games. I don't think it's the best Metroid game like a lot of people seem to, but it's up there. Fuck. Favorite is Zero Mission? Me too. I feel like there's not as many people as you'd think saying Zero Mission's the best, but I definitely think it is. It's my favorite one. Yeah, that the super chats were awesome. Thank you so much.
Octavius' theories are amazing. My head is still spinning.
My head's still spinning.
Oh no. Mary Jane's play. If I hurry, I can still make it in time.
Controls were a little clunky in Super Metroid. I agree. I think they were, because you play like, I mean, even Metroid Dread, Fusion, Zero Mission, like all those games, the controls feel way tighter. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, Super Metroid's a little floaty. I don't know if clunky is the word I would use, but I would say floaty. To me, there's a distinction there, but it definitely doesn't feel as tight.
Great. Just take off, guys.
I don't think Super Metroid even controls bad. I think it just doesn't control as good as the other ones. I want to say newer ones, I guess. I don't think, in my head, it's not, they don't control better because they're newer, they just control better because they do. The wall jump, yeah, I guess. I didn't have that much of a problem with it. But I do think it's, there. Sometimes, like, you'll try to wall jump in Super Metroid and it just kind of doesn't do it when it feels like it should, so I think I know what you're talking about. But I got used to it eventually. When it comes to the best, people tend to say Super Metroid or Prime 1. I feel, okay, I love Metroid Prime 1. And I think it's probably the best of the Prime games, and still a really great game. Probably. But I don't think it aged as well as, like, Super Metroid did, for example. I feel like the pacing is just kind of weird. It's a little slower. Phenomenal game still. I would still give it like a 9 out of 8.5 probably out of 10, maybe not a 9. But I did replay like most of it recently, and it didn't. It wasn't like perfect, you know what I mean? To say it didn't hold up would be wrong, because it did. It was still a fun game. It wasn't like perfect. I tried Metroid 2. I have. I really tried to play Metroid 2. I got it on 3DS. Which I think what happened was I bought like a 3DS, you know, store card, like an online eShop card. And I bought whatever I was gonna buy with that, and then I had like a few bucks left over, so I bought Metroid 2.
All right, fellas. Show me the money.
And I tried to play it. I don't think it's the worst Metroid game. I think that is.
Hanging in there, cat?
I think that's Metroid. I think Metroid 1 is really rough. Did I miss the no reset run? I guess this is it right here. I don't know. I kind of do want to finish a run, but every run has had something terrible happen to it at some point. Metroid Zero Mission is my favorite. Turns out this chat attracts people with good taste. Because you are not the first person to say that. And it's also my favorite. If I'm keeping the tally up right, that is 4 Metroid Zero Mission enjoyers in this chat.
Okay, guess I'd better get going. That news conference.
So what you're saying, Solar, is you get more content in the PSP Spider-Man 2 movie than like the theatrical release? I don't know why. I was like gonna go buy more stuff there. I don't know what I was thinking. I think that's the only time where you just go there and buy one thing. Oh no, I guess at like chapter 13 you would if you don't buy Rising Shoulder Charge. GBA1, that remake of the original. Okay, so we have 5 Zero Mission enjoyers. Okay, so it's a trade-off then, is what you're saying, Solar. Gotcha.
If I can get them up to that balance, they should be able to escape. Gotta hurry, these flankers don't look too friendly.
I didn't even know that they made like a PSP movie for. I guess it was around that time, because that was like, you know, mid 2000s, and they were, you know, and it's Sony. I don't know if Sony like had anything to do with Spider-Man at the time, but it makes sense that they had a little mini DVD. That 12 games are good for the Metroid series. Yeah, I haven't played every Metroid game, like, I mean, like, I haven't played Federation Force, I've only played a little bit of Other M, and I don't really remember. But every Metroid game that I've played was... Okay, I can't say they're all good. I don't think Metroid, like the original Metroid, holds up. I don't think it's good. Which, to me, is saying something, because Metroid Zero Mission is a top 3 game of all time, and that's just a remake of that game. I played Fusion. Yeah, Fusion's great. And I know that people were mad at Federation Force, but I've heard that it's kind of good. Because it makes sense, because I feel like the rage about Federation Force wasn't it being a bad game, it's just it wasn't really a Metroid game. And there was such a drought of like Metroid games at the time that people were mad because of that. Like, I feel like if you release Federation Force in like 2007 or so, when we had just gotten like Prime 3 and Hunters and Pinball, which is a good game, Metroid Prime Pinball, I feel like nobody would care. Anyways, this has been my Metroid podcast. Hope you all enjoyed. I can get up there? Oh, if I just trusted it, it would have worked. I kind of fucked that up at the end. I had a good rhythm going, and then I went like a little too low.
Okay.
I feel like people forget nowadays, but there was a time when it was just like Metroid and F-Zero were just the games that never got sequels. Now it's just Captain Falcon crying. But I kind of wish that Metroid weren't like Nintendo, so that I could have it somewhere else.
Wow. Mysterio's hidden fortress looks just like an apartment.
I read that. That was like subtitles, Justin. That was very good timing.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
I just missed after the triple.
Bounces right back at
That was like such a good start, and then I just missed. How much rage did I have towards Other M? I didn't really play it very much. And I know it was like cool. It was definitely cool to hate on it back in the day, so I did. But I don't know anything about it other than like, I guess it. I know a little bit about the story, which does seem kind of dumb, but I haven't really played it very much. So I don't know. I don't think I'm like ready to have an opinion.
Nightmares.
Oh, Glitch Doc. Thanks for the good luck. Clown Home, a home for clowns. I want to talk about like a change in cultural understanding. If you asked me 5 years ago what I associated with a clown emoji, I would say there's a clown emoji, and I would do that face. I would look very confused. Like there's a clown emoji. I guess that makes sense. If you do it now, it's just like, oh, that negativity. The word association is
I'm finally out of that crazy place.
negativity.
If I never see another carnival as long as I live, it'll be too soon.
I guess I'll finish the run, yeah. Yeah, what have you been up to, Glitch Doc? I feel like I saw you posting some stuff at some point. And I think I have one of your videos in my watch later. So I will we'll get to it.
Whoops, Dr. Arcadius' demonstration will be starting soon. I'd better hurry.
Funny that this is gonna be like, I've been doing this is the totally the no reset run this whole stream, and I think this is the one that's actually gonna finish. I had like a crash, I had a death. So this is, in my head, this is still the first run of the day.
I have to hurry. The containment field looks like it's
Yeah, I definitely understand the losing YouTube motivation pain. Especially, which I think you can't force it, you know?
I did it. Well, the city didn't get blown up.
I think my going out of town for a week was actually really nice.
Can't believe I'm late to see
I feel
again.
having a good time now that I'm back. I've recharged my batteries. Found a whack-ass time save in Luigi's Mansion that saves like 33 seconds. Just like an any percent? Like recently?
Try not to run into my fist with your face.
That's like huge, right? Chauncey, oh! You know what? I did watch that video. I think I was falling asleep while I was doing it, and I don't mean that as an insult. I was just like already on the way out. Because you just unlocked a memory of like hearing a baby rattle and be in like your voice talking about Chauncey One Cycle while I drifted off into the next world. That's really funny. I'll probably have to watch that video while I'm awake at some point. I remember thinking it was kind of interesting, but that sleep seemed more interesting. It's made in like 2 days. That could mean anything. To be honest, most edited videos that I make them in one sitting, and then they just end up being like an hour long anyways. I've learned, I forget what it was. There's like the quote that's like, "I'm sorry that I couldn't write you a short letter, so I had to write you a long one instead." That, to me, that applies to video making as well. 'Cause so often I'm just like, okay, this video is done. I've turned a 4-hour video into a 1-hour one. Oh.
Can things get any worse? Nope, wait, well, I withdraw the question.
And like, I still usually most of the time I enjoy how the videos turn out, but I'm just like, this is like too long for like people to watch, right? Like this plus the streams, it's like there's too much. Yeah, the concise. That's hard for me. And also, it's like, I go back and I'm like, what do I even drop? Like, these are all good. How do I make this shorter? I just don't.
Spider-Man. What an unpleasant surprise. Still, not one for which I am wholly unprepared.
Okay, well, that could have gone worse. It could have definitely gone better.
Get him.
And he won't listen to reason. He still has those tentacles. He's gonna have to fight. Stay away from her. I don't have time for you.
Be quiet.
Yeah, so it really does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. And I'm glad that you are having a good time here. You turned a 34-hour VOD into a half-hour video. How do you do that? Isn't it just like, at that point it's just like half-second, it's just like 200 half-second clips of SpongeBob making noises, right? Just like every clip is just like, yep.
I read about Octavius's attack, but somehow I just didn't believe it.
It's like reactions and stuff. Yeah, I guess. Well, okay, so he streamed for 34 hours. Yeah, I start getting uninteresting after like 3 hours of streaming. Like I think I've had a lot of like manic stream energy just because I haven't done it in a while, but how long have I been streaming? Oh yeah, it's not here. OBS doesn't tell me. It's a mystery to all of us. I think like an hour and a half. But if we keep this going for like 4 more hours, I would just be sleepy and hungry. It would just be 10 seconds of silence and then me being like, I'm hungry. That would be the stream. Yeah, I do like the chillness. But I had to get a little bit of just the somewhat insane energy out of my brain earlier. I think it was I realized that I was good when right after the rant about wireless charging. I became a conspiracy theorist. I think right I was like, okay, got it out of my system. We're good. Honestly, that's the good thing about the Toby 2 streams. It's not, I mean, I love playing this game, but it is kind of just like a podcast at a certain point. Especially if I'm going to play like this. Use clips you out of context.
So, how did you find Shocker?
Local streamer claims wireless charging cooks you from the inside over the course of 20 years.
Seriously?
That's how I get canceled.
I knew I should have kept a better eye on that.
There are worse ways to go.
Still, I
For
was
sure.
a little distracted at the time.
If that's how I leave the public eye, I'm alright. Oh, I forgot that's a waiting point. That was slow either way, but weird way to lose time there. Chill streamer while Toby is maniacally swinging past buildings. Yes. Well, that's another thing is I can't play. I actually could now. I do have a very tiny callus on my swinging finger. But there were times where I could not play this game for that long, especially back when I was on GameCube. God, those controllers kicked my ass. The triggers. Maybe I should. Maybe if I ever play on GameCube again, I should like get a box controller. Spider-Man 2 on a box. Elden Ring almost done. If I don't finish Elden Ring next stream, I will. That would mean that I just spent the whole stream on that one boss because I'm on the last boss. But as soon as I finish that boss, there will be a. Right now, the video is over 3 hours long, and I will be releasing it the day after, if I can. The day after I beat the game. Speaking of videos that are way too long. Oh, oops. That's too low. That's just too low. Fuck.
Spider-Man.
At the very last second, I took my... I took it and I went...
Hey, Shocker.
Yeah, it would have been perfectly fine if I just held up.
Somehow. Have you been reupholstered?
Still a comedian.
Well, this is not the no reset I thought it was. Maybe I can do it next run. Yeah, I just like panicked. The angle was fine. Panic isn't even the word. It was just like I made an adjustment I didn't need to. It happens sometimes. I still have like a 90% success rate there, which is, in my opinion, perfectly fine. But I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. No, BRB. Don't leave. It's not thanks for watching. It's be right back. There we go. Wait, hang on. This is Spider-Man. Let me get a spider. Wait, doesn't it switch? Hang on. Yeah, check. It's like random. I don't know, but it always starts with that clip. I don't know why, so I have to like refresh it to get an actual random clip. Okay. Anyways, 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Hey, you like that BRB screen? I think it's really neat. I have like a bunch of random clips in there. So you never know what you're gonna get. Like, what's it this time? It's another train glitch. I have like 3 train glitch clips in there. That's why it shows up so often. But I had a lot of fun setting that up. That one was honestly more for me than for the stream. It was just like having fun figuring something out. H. I think it's kind of neat that the I didn't notice this. The more you super chat, the longer it stays up. I mean, it makes sense. But that one did stay up for a long time, deservedly so. H. Alright, maybe this one will be the no reset. Perhaps. Why is H funny?
Well, sequel time already, huh?
What happened in society
Welcome back,
to
I
like
guess.
create this cultural understanding that H is a funny letter, but when presented by itself without context?
Before we go any further, I think it might be a good idea to save your progress. If you could
Where did that one come from?
just go to the pause menu and bring up the save load screen. Easy, right? Well, then do it.
Well, A is on my other hard drive, which yes, I do keep 2 Xbox 360 hard drives just to have 6 save files instead of 3. Yes, that's a sane thing to do.
Right on cue. I was
Looks
almost
like
there, too. Sorry, Dr. Connors.
To be fair, I didn't buy another hard drive to do that. I just had one. I just already had 2 for some reason.
Case secured.
You got a 360? Oh shit.
Hi.
Are we gonna see a Nate run on 360 at some point?
Before class ends.
I think this might be a good time for you to check your to-do list. It'll show you the white dot on your map here and the white destination marker are both pointing you to the pizza parlor. You'll need to get over there at some point, but there's no rush.
Okay, so you just need like 5 more things then, that's all. You're practically already there. You don't even have a controller though? You just got the 360?
This is a good time to talk a little about hero points. You already know that you use them to buy stuff from the Spidey store, right? Oh, you don't? Well, then you weren't paying attention. Naturally, you're gonna want.
I thought you did have a capture card for some reason. I don't know why I thought that.
Promised Terry and MJ that I would meet them this
Challenges,
evening.
collecting items, and
I don't
delivering pizza.
that didn't come from any
Some other ways too, so try different
real
things
part of my
that
brain.
you like. But you can only be a good guy.
It was super cheap.
Good.
Nice.
I'm stuffed. I'd better
Yeah, especially if you got one that
calories or
supports
I won't fit
HDMI,
in the
that's
costume
nice.
anymore.
Especially if it's
I can't even remember the last.
if you
Oh,
have
no.
a access to
My
a
birthday dinner, I promised MJ I would meet her this
well, it depends, because I know with like the newer 360 models, you can like fake having an official Xbox 360 hard drive. Then you'll be able to play Xbox Ones. Ooh, official hard drive. Okay, that's honestly like the one of the biggest deals, especially if it's one of the newer ones. 'Cause the old official hard drives you can get for like $10. It's not a big deal, but the new ones are expensive.
Midnight Craft Fair is next week. This is the part where you fall down.
I have no idea if new TVs have component cables. This TV that I'm using was a hand-me-down from a friend that I just got because they didn't want it anymore because it's like low resolution and shit. And by low resolution, I mean like 720p. And the last TV that I bought was a CRT. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Is it lagging for you guys? Or is that just on my end? Is that just... Okay. That is not,
I would admire your persistence more if you weren't so far
That's not
away.
YouTube, that's not OBS, that's not my internet, that's the capture card.
Happy to make myself available for your admiration.
That's the capture card.
If I don't
I-
close distance with her,
I actually
she's
forget
gonna
how
get
I'm
away.
supposed to fix this. That is the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable just shitting the fucking bed. If I unplug and replug, then OBS is going to be mad at me. Is it fixed? Hang on. Are we good? Okay, it's never just fixed itself when it did that. You gotta get a new capture card. The thing is, okay, I'm in a precarious situation. I need either a capture card that supports component cables, or I need to figure out getting this game working on HDMI. Because, seems like none of the new capture cards support component cables. But also I'm trying to drop the component cables, because I've got a half disassembled Xbox back there that should support HDMI if I can just get the disc reader to actually read the game. My Xbox 360 that I use does not do HDMI. Like, it doesn't have an HDMI output. So, specifically, I need to get my newer Xbox 360 to work, because I have the oldest Xbox known to man. Not actually true, but it's close. And I don't have Uno. That's still one of the best videos on the internet. It's all fine now, right? Everything's fine. Like, the audio's fine.
Better move a little faster. I obviously can't count on her charity.
No delay. I actually don't have a Red Ring of Death model. It is the model of Xbox 360 that doesn't get Red Ring of Death and doesn't do HDMI. I think it's the only model that does that. Or it's very close. What kind of nail polish do I use? I actually, my friend did these, so I don't know. I do have nail polish, but this is not it. But my left hand is black, and the right hand is like red and green, but the red is kind of more purple. So, I could ask. But the nail polish I do have, hang on. I've got a silver one that was, these are just cheap ones. This one was like $1. This is LA Colors, and it's like a silver. And Salty Hansen? Is that really what it, oh, Sally. Okay. It's Salty Hansen nail polish for it's like a sparkly black one that I use sometimes, but I don't put on nail polish very often, mostly because I like to keep my nails very short, and it bothers me when they're long. And they're annoying to take off, so it's kind of a special occasion thing for me. Why is Hansen salty? Probably because I read their name wrong. I'll probably do it. Alright, I guess I'll continue. Maybe this one will be the no reset. Yeah, I do need to get a new capture card, and I need to figure out the HDMI thing. I need to do both of those things. But although I will say I've never had any problems using the HDMI on this capture card. So maybe if I get the HDMI working, I wouldn't need to get a new one. Like, I probably should anyways. I could probably just get the newer... I think people like the newer version of this model, like the Live Gamer Portable 2 or whatever.
Welcome back, I guess.
But I just know it doesn't do component. It'll be a no reset if I don't reset, simple as.
Before we go any
Simple
further,
as.
I think it might be a good idea to save your progress.
So true.
You could call it that. Just go to the pause menu and bring up the save load screen. Easy, right? Well, then do it.
Oh no, Dr. Connor's class. I got so caught up in what I was doing, I forgot all about it. Believe I'm running so late.
Yeah, 1440p, I mean, it sounds, I guess it's nice, but I feel like I would never do it. It's like, even when I'm recording, like 1080p, those file sizes add up.
Spider-Man's here already. Get rid of him and get that
You know?
case secured.
I'm gonna need to clear out a lot of my old files. Looking forward to finishing the Elden Ring playthrough so I can delete all those recordings without feeling bad about it. Because the Elden Ring, just from the streams, the video files are like at least 100 gigabytes, I think.
I think this might be a good time for you to check your to-do list. The white dot on your map here...
My homework folder is actually just filled with stream VODs.
You'll need to get over there at some point, but there's no rush.
I don't know like what bitrate like most people record at. But I tend to record at like double the bitrate that I stream at, so that might be why too. I tend to stream at like 5,500 and then record at like 11,000.
This is a good time to talk a little about hero points.
Although I think I'm recording at 10,000 right now.
From the Spidey store, right? Oh, you don't?
I don't know.
You weren't.
I'm sure bitrate discourse is very interesting for people that don't stream. I'm sure that's like, oh hell yeah, let's talk about stream settings.
Challenges, collecting items, and delivering pizza. There's some other ways too, so try different things and see what you like.
That's what I came here for.
Only be a good guy.
Man, that cake was good. I'm stuffed. I better burn off some calories or I won't fit in my costume anymore. I can't even remember. Oh no! At my birthday
No,
dinner, I
4K
promised
monitors
I
are a
wouldn't eat it
thing.
this evening.
I mean, they're definitely a thing.
I gotta hurry.
I have a few friends who have 4K monitors. I don't have one myself. I have a 1440p
Can't believe I ran off like that. I must be out of
high
my
frame
mind.
rate monitor. Because I wanted to be able to... One, I just... High frame rate is nice. Even if none of the games I'm playing are doing it, it's nice, but... The games are like a bonus. Just being able to drag the mouse around at high frame rate is a little... It's just smoother.
What, sooner or later? Get him!
Yeah, I think these days that is the discourse, is like, do you do 4K or do you do high frame rate 1440p? Which I also got that because it was, like, 4K was a lot cheaper than 1440p, like 144 one. I want to do both 4K high frame rate. I'm sure they exist. But I don't know. I kind of feel like 4K is gonna be like the last big Oh, I see solar. Yeah, I feel like 4K is gonna be like the last big threshold for like resolution. You know what I mean? Because I've seen an 8K resolution one, like a zoomed in one, and it was just like this just looks the same. Like there, if it hasn't happened already, if it doesn't happen between 4K and 8K, it's just gonna be like, okay, we're done. Like, you know, this is just all the same. We've beaten pixels. We can stop now, you know.
If she gets much farther, I'm gonna lose her completely.
That 12K for sure. Monitors that could keep going up. I guess, but I will say I don't even really see the difference between 1440p and 4K, and maybe that's just saying my eyes are bad, but
Ask you some questions.
like, you know, like I said, I sit down at my 1440p monitor, I sit down at my friend's 4K monitor.
I obviously can't count on her.
They both just kind of look like computer screens, you know? But if I had a very big display that was very close to me, I'm sure that difference definitely matters,
Who
but
was with that girl? Who was she?
You know, this chapter opening reminds me of something. The Spidey store gets new items every time a new chapter starts. Aha! Next time you have a chance, visit the store and check out what they've got.
But I will say that 1080p to 1440p was one I felt. It wasn't like enormous, it wasn't, you know, like, holy shit, things are crystal clear now when they weren't before, but it was like, okay, this is nice.
Hi, Pete.
I was definitely much more happy with having a computer that could run video games than, you know, than the high resolution. Just like this I can play Elden Ring on this computer, you know what I mean? That was the good thing. I probably do need to, like, get my eyes checked at some point, though. I mean, I think I can still see perfectly fine, but it might be the type of thing where it's like, I had glasses, maybe there's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a little bit of detail that I used to have as a kid. It's not dangerous, like I can read signs fine, I'm perfectly fine up close, I think, actually, but like when I get really far away sometimes it's like, I don't know, would Kid Me be able to read that sign? In like the restaurant from across the room? Somebody game on a projector. I think I've done that a few times at like a sleepover, and there was like so much lag it was unplayable. We were trying to play like Lego Star Wars and on a projector. It was just like a full second of input lag.
I don't see anyone around. Now's my chance. I have enough trouble without someone trying to convince thugs that I don't have
Is this the
powers.
longest loading screen you could have? Perhaps.
Oh, this is great.
That is how it is, Nate. That was like,
I see.
I got so mad for a little bit because it was like a few years back. My parents got like this 1080p TV, and they just like watch 480p sports in really shitty letterbox, and I'm not talking like, you know, widescreen to 4:3 letterbox, but just like there's letterboxes on all corners,
Now we turn it up
so
a notch.
you're only using like half the TV. They're just like, why did you even stick with like a CRT if you're gonna do that?
Which team's mascot are you anyway?
Ooh, watch out!
Yeah, it's like cropped somehow, despite also only using half the TV. But then again, we've kind of just recreated cable again, just in higher definition now. So I don't really watch TV, and I'm not like, if I'm ever watching something on like a subscription service, it's off of like my parents' subscriptions because I don't want to pay for that shit. And I was over at a friend's place, and they were like, "Yeah, let's watch this show." We go to watch it on Netflix, and there's ads now. It's like, this is just cable again. We're just watching on cable. I guess it's just like that now?
I can't believe I actually got to meet Dr.
Just saying, if I had a subscription, that would be where it ended. That's where I would end. I kind of put the foot down on that. Especially like we're trying to. There's like a scene. I'm just like, how did we used to watch TV with ads? There was like a very tense scene, and then suddenly we're. I'm not gonna say the brand because that would mean the ad is working. But there's like a commercial for like peanuts playing. I'm like, what? We were just in a tense scene. How did this happen? How is this not like the most jarring thing that I've ever seen in my entire life? Hulu's been doing that for years. Yeah, that was why there was a little period where I would watch stuff on Hulu and I stopped because of that too. I don't know. I feel like these companies have gotten too comfortable
Hey, kid, how you making out?
with their
Listen,
position.
I got a new job for you to do, okay? There's these things called photo op.
Now, I would never pirate.
I've marked them on your
I'm
map.
just saying, there's people that
Spelled out
would.
Real plain for you. Now get to work.
Would I do it? Would I advocate for piracy? Not I.
Peter.
Just saying, YouTube used to be the piracy. I'm just saying, if you've never watched Naruto episode 13 part 2 of 6 on youtube.com in 2006, if that's never hadn't been an experience you've had, then we will not be able to connect on the same emotional wavelength. Like every person has pirated at least one thing before. I wonder if the kids do, because do you remember how like universal music piracy was for a little bit there? It was just like, yeah, the new album came out. Have you pirated it yet? It was just like the conversation. I don't know if it still is, but
You know I'm chasing you, right?
and it didn't even need to be like torrenting it, you know. It was just, it could have, you know, YouTube downloader. There are so many options. Not that there aren't now, but I feel like the companies that are kind of being a little too self-indulgent kind of forget those times and that we can go back.
I'm flattered.
Well, I wouldn't keep chasing you if you didn't keep breaking into places.
Where it got sued. Yeah. I forget what it was, but wasn't it like more money than was physically possible for any entity to own?
Black cat, huh? Black cat seems okay. Maybe a little bit of an attitude, though.
I wonder, just imagining you like wistfully looking out the window. I wonder how Morbius is doing these days. What's he up to? Probably just
So
drinking a nice cup of plasma out of his hands like in the cartoon.
Ready, Spider-Man? Let's begin. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
Yeah, doesn't Metallica just like get super mad about piracy and then still have like $10 billion?
Do you like my gadgets, Spider-Man? I perfected the technology on the movie Sorority Death Robot.
I don't know about your effects, but your
Oh,
education...
piracy for old games. Well, wow, these throws. At a certain point, it's like a lot of those old games just become abandonware. You know, they're not supported, they're not sold anywhere. The company either just doesn't have the rights and doesn't give a shit enough to deal with them, or they just stop caring or like stop existing. And it's just like, okay, well, I'm not going to go on eBay and try to find one of 700 remaining CDs for this game.
I'm going to prove it.
But I guess I'll just download it.
Your parents never...
Not that I would ever pirate it. That would not be me.
I can't believe I volunteered for this. You're even more fun.
Yeah, don't even get me started. We started on Nintendo and what they've been doing.
Yeah, that's great.
Nintendo doesn't even has decided we're not going to draw the line at piracy. No, you can't even play our game. from 21 years ago.
I mastered this trick on the set of Ninjas of Madness 4, Flaming Ninja.
Which, like, I don't even see how that's a conversation that Nintendo gets to start. Like, how are copyright laws so fucked up you can't even, like, play the video game that you own, that you bought at the store 20 years ago? How is that Nintendo's decision?
Come out wherever you are.
Ah, very original. You missed your calling as a playground designer, Beck.
And you missed yours as a rich. Got you! Not as fast as you'd like people to think, are you? A good hit!
So every once in a while I get a little grateful when it's like, okay, well, Activision and Sony and all the people who own Spider-Man don't give a shit enough to, like, make this game available. That sucks. But there are worse fates
Hopefully that's the last I'll hear from
than
Beck.
being ignored for a game community. You could be an old Nintendo game, and Nintendo still cares about you for some reason. Alright, peace out, Glitch Doc. Have a good one. Yeah, that would be the best outcome if it is somehow, like... Somehow, we get a company that, like, actually gives a shit about releasing old games and can, like, get this game and some of the other oldies, hopefully, but... You know, you take what you can get, but we can get some of the other ones too, but I mostly care about this one. And just, like, get it released on something more modern. Not for $70. I see that monkey's paw curling. Not on Epic Games.
Dr. Octavius's theories are amazing.
No catches,
Head is
please.
still spinning from talking to him. Oh no. Mary Jane's play. If I hurry, I can still make it in time.
See Spider-Man 2 on Switch. That's when the monkey's paw curls and it's like you get like what happened with Kingdom Hearts, where it's like, oh yep, we're putting these on Switch. Cloud only. $60 cloud only. There's always got to be a catch.
What?
What's going on with Microsoft and Activision? I've been seeing, like, if Microsoft buys Activision, is there like a... Is that, like, just something that might happen, or is that something that's happening, or speculation? I don't know what the deal is with that.
Lucky for you, I pull my punches. You okay?
What's wrong with Epic Game Store? A lot of the games that I want to see come out end up coming out as timed exclusives, which I do not want to support from a monetary standpoint. I think buying out exclusives, especially for ports of old games, not even like games that you funded development for, is kind of scummy. And also their store just doesn't have a lot of features that the Steam store has.
Still make it before the end.
Glad you decided to come. I think we got off on the wrong foot.
Maybe so. How far is this place?
Deal has to be approved by FTC.
Far.
Yeah,
Stay with me.
I'm not a huge... I mean, we're already there, let's be honest. The games industry is kind of already an oligopoly, but there is that mixed feeling of like, oh, Microsoft buying out this company might make them be better because this company is kind of trashy. But also, you know, Microsoft is no small indie company. And them buying up a bunch of studios and stuff is probably not a great sign. So I feel a little conflicted about stuff like that.
Hey, I was just going easy on you before.
Yeah, I don't know, I just want stuff on PC. I have a lot of consoles and I love consoles, but I don't like having to use consoles to play games. Does that make any sense?
All right, fellas. Show me the Monet.
I just want them to be decorations. I don't want to like actually play video games on console. I just want to have all my stuff on like one thing.
Girls gotta be able to take care of her.
Please stop shooting me. I'm just trying to punch you in the face repeatedly. Okay, there we go.
Made you look.
Plans for a Steam Deck. It's not high on the list of priorities. But I have a few friends with Steam Decks, and they seem to be having a good time with them, so maybe someday I'll get one. There's a part of me that's kind of waiting for, like, Steam Deck V2, you know? Just like the... You know, could wait a few years and, like, a new model comes out, get that one. But they seem neat.
This should be a safe spot to change.
Hi, Pete.
Hate the idea of physical media dying. I mean, I do too. I feel like it's like already happened, if that makes sense. I think it should always be an option, for sure.
That news conference is gonna start any minute.
But at the same time, there's been a lot of physical media forms that I'm just like, I hate discs. I love my Spider-Man 2 for Xbox disc, but discs are so frail and fragile and scratched and disc error and loud. I just don't like them. We bring back the Game Boy Advance cartridge and just have that be the standard. Just bring it back. Not even the Switch, but the Game Boy Advance cartridge. That thing was so cool. And just make them be like 100 gigabytes. I did not mean to swing. I meant to buffer a jump out of that, and somehow my brain was like, you wanted to swing? And also memory cards. Let's bring those back for no discernible reason. Just to say we did it. And they're still like 8 megabytes. It's just the same PS2 memory card from before. Let's not change those at all. I don't know where that guy's going. Sometimes in theater, something goes like a little bit wrong, and then the next thing goes like a little bit wrong, and then suddenly everything is kind of fucked up. Where is this? Where are you? What are you doing out there? What's so far out? Bring back Mad Catz controllers and memory cards. We didn't want them back then, but you know, you didn't realize how much you miss them until they're gone. I had the did anybody else have the yellow Mad Catz memory card? It had like a little paw pit print on it. Did anybody else have that one? I can't be the only one.
You have no chance to survive. Make your time.
Because you just couldn't get like a regular PS2 memory card, so you had to get the Mad Catz one. Which, I mean, who cares? Because it's a memory card. PS2 should have just came with one, and then we would never have that problem, but whatever.
I can hardly wait to see what he has cooked up at the statue.
I feel kind of weird that the PS2 was like definitely the console I played the most as a kid, and I had, you know, I didn't have a GameCube or an Xbox, but for some reason I like the GameCube and Xbox more as an adult. Even I don't have any nostalgia for them. GameCube a little bit, because my friends had them. Like, I think I only knew one person who had an Xbox as a kid. And we played, like, I think I played Republic Commando once on it, and that was it. For some reason, I have like so much more nostalgia for the GameCube. I think the GameCube is such a pretty console. Pretty isn't even the word. It looks goofy as hell, but I just love the way that it looks. The little discs, the controller. It just had so much personality. The Game Sphere. Oh, I have a lot of nostalgia for the Game Sphere. It's spherical.
Wow. Mysterio's hidden fortress looks just like an apartment.
Ever have GameCube movies? They made those? I know that, I pretty liked the PS2 because it was a DVD player, but I think I only ever did that, like, once ever. Oh, they didn't? Okay. Conflicting reports.
Okay. I've been flipped off before, but never
Oh, yeah.
quite like that.
Maybe they were thinking about GBA video, which I did have. Well, I didn't have any movies on it, but I had like Pokemon episodes. Oh no, I had Shrek on it. I had the Shrek Shark Tale one. I think we've talked about this multiple times on stream before.
Great. One of those hopping actors.
Although you could watch the no, wait, you couldn't. I was gonna say you could watch the movies on Game Boy Player, but you can't. They like specifically stopped you from watching GBA video on the Game Boy Player on GameCube because they thought people were gonna like pirate it. Is this the right mirror? Like that was a weird. Can you imagine
Looks like I found the exit.
pirating?
Finally.
It's probably a good thing they stop people from pirating, from playing the GBA video on the Game Boy Player, because otherwise you'd just see pirated versions of Shrek with like the world's crustiest audio at 100p resolution.
It'll be too soon.
Yeah, and yeah, like 8 frames per second. Just floating around the early internet. Pirating the movie you chose was Shark Tale. I feel like in the early internet, more people like accidentally got Shark Tale than anything else, right? Instead of the other way around, it'd be like, yeah, let me pirate Lord of the Rings, and then you just get Shark Tale from like LimeWire. That probably happened to more people than like the people that were actually like, let me sit down and torrent Shark Tale. Maybe I went a little high. I did that movement because I thought it was cool, not because I thought it was good.
I have to hurry. The containment field looks like it's buckling. I don't have time for subtlety. I just have to smash these power terminals until the reactor shuts down.
I don't think it was piracy, it was probably just because it would look horrible on big screen.
One terminal left.
Yeah, it could be that too. But knowing Nintendo, I feel like
I did it.
it was probably they probably just were worried people are gonna pirate it through that.
Poor Rose.
Because Nintendo is like very keen to clutch their pearls on that topic. That's the phrase, right? You could probably like mod your GameCube to get it to like play those now on Game Boy Player. People have probably figured out a way.
Dr. Connors, I'm sorry. Dr. Connors was pretty beat up, but I think he'll be all right now. I need to figure out what happened to him, but I don't have
Spider-Man just dodged lightning.
I should drop
Yeah,
by
put
the
that
day
feat
review
on the
and
like
pick up a lead there.
what is it, the
Or
Who Would Win
someone else
database
that might like it,
for fictional characters. They're Nintendo fans, they definitely find a way. Yeah, Nintendo's got the best nerds. It's kind of funny how like Nintendo has like the most modders and like people wanting to change the games and like mod the systems and stuff, and then the company itself is just like, please do not play Melee 21 years after it was released. Proof that having a shit dad makes you a better person. That's really funny.
Dr. Octavius is a killer.
It does feel like rebellious teenager energy. It's just like, well, now we're gonna mod the game even more.
Can things get any worse? Nope, wait, whoa. I withdraw the question.
I like the idea of going that way, but it can't be like that. The biggest technical marvel you've seen on the original Xbox?
Stop right there, Dr. Octavius.
I don't know, I don't play very many games on Xbox.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2, baby.
What an unpleasant surprise.
I don't know why. I could have
Not
killed him
one
at the
for
start
which
there,
I
but
am wholly
it was like weird.
All right, you men. Get it.
You ran back so fast I didn't know what to do.
And he won't listen. He has those tentacles. We're gonna have to fight. Out of my way. Leave her alone.
Yeah, I think if I really go ham there, I can get him that time. I just, like, I wasn't ready for him to be nice and also back up, if that makes sense.
Coming at ya.
No. Be quiet.
Honestly, like, biggest technical marvel on Xbox is probably, like, Halo and Halo 2, right? Those are the first ones that come to mind in my head. I'm dead. If that first swing doesn't go like that, I win there. I will finish this run, no matter what, probably. Unless I fail shock or skip, then I won't do it. And then I may, I don't know, I might peace out after that, because my headache from earlier hasn't really gotten any better. It really hasn't gotten worse. I think the acetaminophen is just kind of keeping it at kind of annoying.
Somehow I just didn't believe
But
it.
I might need to get some food in me and rest at some point. Forget that Half-Life 2 was on Xbox. I really like ports that were just like of their time. It's just like there's not really a reason to play this now, but it worked.
I guess I can't say I'm surprised.
I think there's going to be a lot of Switch ports that age, if they aren't already, to be like that. Will there ever be the... I hope they make a Switch U. It flops really bad. I just... Like, do you even call the new FIFA games and stuff like that, like, new games? There's like a certain point where you have to draw the line, right? Because it's one thing if you make the same game, if you, like, remake the same game every year without changing any of the mechanics because the sport is the same. And it's, like, looks slightly better and maybe controls a little bit better every year. Another thing if you just re-release the same game with, like, updated rosters. That's not a different game. The Super Nintendo Switch.
So, how did you find Shocker?
How about the Super Nintendo Switch U?
Seriously? I knew I should have kept a better eye on that guy. Still, I was a little distracted.
The Super Nintendo Switch U2 is what it will be called. Or just U. It's cleaner. Who drops more wisdom, Alfred or Uncle Ben? I feel like Uncle Ben does more per screen time, like per second of time on screen, but Alfred, you know, gets to, like, be in more than 10 minutes of content, so he gets to be more wise overall. Just by, like, sheer amount of time that he spends alive on screen. Yeah, exactly, Bouncy. Uncle Ben's just like if Iroh from Avatar got shot in, like, episode 2. You know, like, he still said some wise stuff, but, you know, he didn't really have the time to say a whole lot.
You're getting a lot better at following me. I think there may be hope for you yet.
Hey, I was just going easy on you before.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive if Uncle Iroh gets shot. They had to, like, invent guns to do that. Has anybody else just kind of grown a resentment to like, oh, I don't know, the concept of guns being good in fiction, and I mean in real life too, obviously, but just the idea of just, like, every fantasy world that, most fantasy worlds that don't have, like, extreme power scaling, just get deleted by guns if they were to ever exist in that world. Like, you know, it's like, okay, well, you can bend the elements and stuff. I know in a few hundred years people are gonna, like, get better at using gunpowder, and then there's not really gonna be a reason to do that anymore. So now it just gets less cool.
Careful, cat. You'll hurt his feelings. Still slow and dumb, I see. Careful, cat. You'll hurt his feelings. Are you wearing a girdle? Still slow and dumb, I see.
Or, like, you know, Cthulhu is big enough that, like, a ship... Cthulhu got, like, repelled by a ship, didn't he? In Call of Cthulhu? Maybe it wasn't Cthulhu himself, but, like, this Lovecraftian horror, like, a standard ship with, like, cannons repelled him. So we could just nuke him and he's gone. Or probably not, don't even need to do that. You could probably just, like, shoot him a lot and he would leave. I don't know, it kind of makes him a little less intimidating.
Shocker is planning.
I think that's also, you know, it's why I think that, like, superheroes, just like from a design standpoint, should never be threatened by guns. Because I think it's way cooler if they're just like, if they're better than them, you know?
Well, no one's around. I better change while I have a chance.
You're gonna get bathrooms fun in this. Wow. Guns in Mario Kart. I mean, the blue shell is just
Holding up a
from like a from like
You went tribal.
how fucked up it is. It might as well be one.
Great.
I feel like I got shot whenever I get hit by a blue shell. That almost worked. I think about Mario Kart in the wrong way every time I do, because it's such a weird game when you actually think about it. Like, it's a video game that is better because of the bullshit mechanics that are in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, almost, like, half the mechanics in Mario Kart are designed to be, like, bullshit and not fair and stupid and random and just weird. The game is good because of that. Like, that's so weird. The game would be better, like, if you take away these mechanics that make the game less fair and arguably objectively worse. The game gets worse too. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. It confounds me as a game designer. Like, I don't understand how it works. It scares me. Oh, okay. We are talking about... Oh, I thought you were... Oh, never mind. I misunderstood what heat you with Luigi you were talking about. That one's on me. I don't know. Sometimes, every once in a while, you look over and chat's just talking about some bullshit, and you're like, how did we get here? I thought it was one of those moments. But, you were just talking about Luigi with a firearm. That's way less weird. I did get all 4 tokens again.
Whoa,
just to flex on the run, and I definitely didn't forget that I don't need to get all 4.
Still about as subtle as a train wreck, aren't you? Shocker is still a boring name. What about Jacko-Hammer? Still about as subtle as
All party games, the bullshit's part of the game. I guess.
This guy gave you trouble, Spider?
Yeah, well, I was young.
About time you losers got
And I love Mario Kart. Like, that's... It's not even really a diss.
I'm gonna figure out a way to
Maybe have slightly less love for Mario Party. I don't know why, but Mario Party is more the one that, like, is... To me, that's the one that will, like, actually end the friendship. Mario Kart's just... whatever. I think it's because it's drawn out. Like, when you screw somebody in Mario Kart, you forget about it in 10 seconds. If you screw somebody over in Mario Party, they will remember for at least an hour. If not, just the rest of their life. Who first discovered Shocker Skip and how? I think we don't know. I think that Shocker Skip... I forget exactly how old we determined it was, but it's like... really old. Like, way before anybody was speedrunning this game. People knew how to do Shocker Skip. So, that's kind of been lost to time. That's like one of the best fights I've ever had there. That was really good.
just tell MJ the truth. I can't believe she's getting married and I'm just waving from the sidelines. Was I supposed to meet Kat this evening? I guess I should go.
It was Candace, as in Candace community figure out who first discovered Shocker Skip and how.
Hey, Kat.
The answer is no.
Pretty tough when you're in the lead. How about now? You used to be fast, Kat. What happened?
It's ancient folklore. It's funny because the first few speedruns didn't do Shocker Skip. I know. So there was a time when Shocker Skip was discovered but not used in the speedrun because the runner didn't, only runner didn't use it.
I don't think you have an auction for me. Next time, try eBay. Ooh.
Oh. I just want to combo the guy. Ow. My attack button, dude! I was in the flow there. You can't just take away someone's attack button when they're doing that. That's fucked up.
Or at least it was.
You know, I think the first round of this game did not know what Shocker Skip was. But it was just other people did.
Do I really have to give up Peter Parker to be Spider-Man?
I don't know, I have not
What about the
asked.
people in my life? It isn't like anyone ever sees me now.
The earliest reference I know of, it was on some like IGN style board, like
No matter how hard it is, I can't.
I was looking for like fake cheats for this game for the Mythbusters stream, and I saw somebody from like 2008, I want to say, being like, "Yo, I found this. Here's like a cheat on how to skip Shocker." It was before 2010, I think.
But I can't give up being Spider-Man either. Maybe I can balance the two. I should track down Black
For reference,
Cat.
the first speedrun of this game was, I want to say, in 2013 or 2012. I can't remember which. It's somewhere around there.
Isn't too late. Maybe I can be Spider-Man and still be with MJ.
The zoom map has a clock. Yeah, why does it have a clock? That was funny. I just didn't know. It was right there the whole time, I just didn't know.
What was I thinking? I must have looked totally crazy. Things could never work out. What about the danger? I must have been out of my mind to ask her.
Yeah, I still think Mythbusters stream was the greatest stream that I've done.
At least she still has Harry.
I hope that isn't the case forever. I don't want to peek at Mythbusters, but it was, as far as just like a good time entertaining.
Yeah, Harry's been a much better friend than I'll ever be. I'm no good for MJ anyway. She's better off with what's his name.
And also, it was paced so well, you know, the opening, like, everything, the flow between the myths was so good, and then, like, ending it with the grand finale of what occurred in that fateful night at the pawn shop. Like, it had, like, build-up and a climax, which is not something you can say for a ton of streams. Why is it so hard to, like, get the line to get that trigger? There were a lot of homies there. Not everybody was there, but you can't expect everybody to be there in one stream. I don't think I've ever had a stream where, like, all the homies were there, you know? I knew somebody was gonna make a joke about that. Also, like, not, you know, there were some homies that were, like, maybe lost to time is the wrong word, but, you know, like, there have been people that I've, like, enjoyed hanging out with for a few streams, and then, like, you know, you just never see them again. People that just get too busy to come in all the time. This is mentally the only run you've done tonight. I haven't been in, like, I don't know, I am de-rusting for sure, but I haven't been, like, in the zone tonight, and that's fine. I think this was like a very chill stream, and that is good. But I'm not in, like, the competitor's mind space right now, you know what I mean? I think I'm sort of getting it in the second half here, but I do want to, I, like, find myself not wanting to fuck up here, and I am anyways, but that's besides the point.
You can even do different, more damaging moves.
Wow. Just die. Can't believe I whipped that. Spider-Man adventure game. Yeah, that was a great time too. Why do I miss that glide so often? Yo, Nick.
That's one.
This is
How many of
Rosie.
these things does he have scattered around this place?
Alright, I'm just doing a little bit of try hard as a treat at the end of the stream. I also just genuinely love doing switches. I would say it's a shame doing it at the end of the run, but it honestly makes the end of the run super hype. It's just such a fun section that I get to do right at the end.
I can't let you do this. The city will be destroyed.
Only you shall be destroyed today, murderous pet.
That was like one of the best switches I've ever done, and I almost fell in the water at the end.
Insurgents like you must be swatted. Oh, and you'll pay dearly for your treachery.
Bill me.
I whiffed.
Away with you.
Okay, that was a good ending at least. It's still a low 56.
What have we done? What have I done?
But yeah, there's the first run of the day finally. At the end of the stream. Hang on, how long have I?
There's only one thing to do. Get the young lady out. I'm
Does
sorry.
YouTube just not
you
tell you how
weren't to
long you've been
blame for
going?
the accident. My hubris, my vanity cost Rosie her life.
OBS doesn't tell me. I feel like I've lost.
Set things right.
Or Spidey balls nowadays? I'm not sure. That's too bad. Okay. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a headache. I don't know if I have another full run in me. Like the spirit wants to do another run, the body doesn't really. Arena. I don't want to like.
I'm sorry.
The arena would be even more intense.
I wanted to. I even tried a couple of times, but
I think a part of me always knew.
now you see why I can't be with you. It wouldn't be fair to you. I was selfish.
Enjoyed
to ask
listening while playing Oblivion.
You should marry John.
Peter.
Yeah, Solar
Come on
dropped
in.
100
It's open.
super chat, which is huge right after Sid dropped the
Expecting
50.
someone?
So
You're
super
supposed
chats
to be
have been
getting
incredibly
married.
generous today by both of them.
I made a decision.
But
This involves both
I
of us,
also just
Peter.
enjoy
And you need to trust me to
hanging
make
out
my
with
own
everybody, you
choice.
know?
I know who you are. I know the life I'm choosing. And I want to be with you.
The
That's
true man
the
versus self conflict.
deal.
Yeah.
Go get him, Tiger.
Mary Jane, the girl next door, the girl I love.
Rich will drop a
And now the
500.
girl waiting for
God
me at the
damn.
end of the day. Fate
When
handed
you're
me
rich.
amazing powers, and with those powers came a
I
burden of
did. I
responsibility.
appreciate
Somehow
the
having her
aspect,
with
and I
me is
mean,
that
I
much
love
lighter.
the idea of helping people
Still,
with these streams,
in the
but
end, it's
at
mine
the same
to
time,
give.
it's just we're just hanging out.
After
And
all,
if that helps you,
there's still
that's
only one.
awesome.
Spider-Man.
Y'all are helping me out too, because I'll be honest, I was pissed before this stream. I was working on game dev stuff, and it was not working out. What I was trying to do was, and I'm gonna have to go back to that bug now, but I was having a bug. I was pissed, and I was just like, let me just like play some Spider-Man and talk to people. So this is on. It's a head cleanser, you know.
Hey, congratulations. Welcome to part 2. If you check your to-do list, you'll see that you've got some
My
good
head feels
stuff.
better. Yeah, I'm gonna
Honestly, I don't know if you're gonna be able to
eat
cut
some
it,
mac
but
and
give it a
cheese
shot. Hey, surprising.
that I made. I made like proper mac and cheese, and I've got like I've got leftovers that I made. And then I'm gonna drink a shit ton of water and watch some dumb video. And hopefully then my head will feel better. It's not that bad. Like, it's not like it's pounding or anything, but it's just like I don't want to do anything as intense as playing Spider-Man right now. But yeah, it was a fun return. I will probably be back tomorrow to finish off Elden Ring. Tomorrow or Wednesday. One of those two, if not both. Not sure. No guarantees. But yeah, huge, enormous thank you to Sid for the 50 super chat and Solar Strike for the 100 super chat. That has blown my mind with the generosity. Thank you so much. And I'm peacing out. Have a good one. There we go.
The Web Slayer!